Hi all, CJ back with a very heavy duty subject that I've never discussed before. It's not a subject I would discuss with friends, and that subject is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I was diagnosed back in, it was about 12 years ago. I was diagnosed with the CPTSD. I always get it the wrong way. But it's from childhood, which I'm being respectful of somebody at the moment by not discussing that. I will someday talk about what gave me the post-traumatic stress disorder, but I was specifically diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I guess I haven't talked about it because I've tended to focus mostly on fibromyalgia. Now, fibromyalgia is a syndrome, which means it's a combination of things. And as I've said right throughout my whole channel, we all suffer differently with fibromyalgia. We all have a different syndrome of things that make up our fibromyalgia. I don't know how I'm going to get on with this subject. I don't know if it's a good idea to even discuss it, because unlike with fibromyalgia, I can give you various stats, I can give you a whole variety of experience, having had it, as you all know, for 41 years. I've seen a lot of different people for the fibro. For the post-traumatic stress, it's it wasn't a surprise to me when I was diagnosed with it. I mean, jumpy isn't in it when it comes to me being jumpy. I'm always moaning about plastic pegs. I like wooden pegs. Yeah, I'm that old. 3, 2, 1, cat wants to go out. Sorry, I'll be back. Our cat is a real card. He, the back door's open, but he's meowing to go out the front door. You can get round. So where was I? Yeah. So pegs. I do exaggerate in daily life. You know, my kids are young adults, they're still kids, my kids. I'll you know, they don't answer their phones, and I'll say, I've rung you 50 times, why don't you pick up? I haven't rung 50 times at all. So yeah, I do exaggerate it in normal life. Not that there's anything normal about my life at all. But This is no exaggeration. We have plastic pegs, and if I'm putting some washing out and the peg snaps unexpectedly, that's enough to make me jump. Right, I've always hated people jumping out on me and thinking it's a joke. And I've raised my children that we can have a laugh, we can have a joke. Just don't ever make me jump for fun, because you may find me collapsed on the floor if you do. There is nothing funny about making me jump. Because I have so many illnesses, it's very hard to know which one overlaps with the other. I have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, also known as ME, hypermobility syndrome. You may have that and not even know. I'll talk about that another time. COPD, asthma, anxiety, generalised anxiety disorder, so it's like the one up from the anxiety. Severe depression, clinical depression, seasonal affective disorder, and the CPTSD. Whatever. I don't know if I got that the wrong way around. And it's really hard to know what is the anxiety, what is the depression, what is the pain. I want to do this one straight from the head and the heart. I don't ever make notes. I might occasionally mark. My cat wants to come back in. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that, back again. You're going to have to be patient with me on this video. It's not going to flow. It will probably be a bit all over the place. I don't want to make notes because I don't want to put myself through it twice. Now, unlike fibro and my other illnesses, I haven't done a lot of research on this because I know what caused it. I've tried everything under the sun that you can think of and more. Counselling, CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, I've done that twice. I've seen psychologists, psychiatrists, honestly, you name it, I've tried. And the final one a couple of years ago was a choice of either going back and talking about what happened or moving forward. And it was just no, I'm not going back there. It's sealed in a big red box in the back of my head with a big sign on saying do not open. I don't want to go back there. And so there wasn't really any help moving forward. Just You know, no more counselling available. To say I'm jumpy is understatement of the year. I'm an empath, so I feel pain in my heart. Again, does that come under the post-traumatic stress? I don't know. Luckily, I don't have too many flashbacks, so that's something to be grateful for. I don't sleep. Complete insomniac. And I struggle to get to sleep. I struggle to stay asleep. I struggle to get any real rest. Now I've had and been through panic attacks, anxiety attacks, having palpitations, heart palpitations. But I've also gone through tachycardia, which is where my heart rate at rest is 61. When I was going through these periods of tachycardia, started when I was about 18, 19. I had no clue what was happening. My heart rate was going, unbeknownst to me at the time, over 230 beats a minute. Now that can, if left for any length of time, lead to a stroke. So I know the difference between a panic, stroke, anxiety attack, palpitations and tachycardia, and health professionals will not have it that you know what you're talking about. When I had my worst period of tachycardia, I actually passed out and came round in an ambulance and heard one paramedic say to the other one, "She's just having a panic attack." That really made me angry. That really, really made me angry. Because the period of tachycardia had gone on for so long, your heart beating at 230 beats a minute, and it had gone on for about 20 minutes. And of course, just like everything, fibro, everything related, you can't see any of it. Now, had I been conscious when they'd asked me what was happening, I could have told them, but I remember passing out. I was sitting on a chair and I just remember sliding that way and just completely passing out. And an ambulance was called, and like I say, I was out of it because it's exhausting, and it had gone on for about 20 minutes. I don't like having ambulances out. Nobody likes calling an ambulance, but I really don't like wasting paramedics' time and ambulances and things. I struggle with it, but these paramedics were not young, and they should have known effing well better than to put down something that could cause a stroke to a panic attack. And yes, I'm angry. And yes, it happened, I don't know, 10 years ago. It's not the point. To make assumptions like that are how people die. Now, they'd rigged me up and were monitoring my heart rate, but because the attack had stopped, and the way it stops is it's like being struck in the chest with a fist by a boxer. There's just this, it feels like this massive bang, and then the tachycardia stops and my heart goes back into normal rhythm. But having your heart rate go at that rate, I've had them last for an hour before, but I didn't know, no internet when I was first getting them. They never got caught on sorry, please bear with me on this, it's difficult. It never got caught on a heart monitor. It got caught on a heart monitor once, and I remember seeing my heart rate at 231 beats a minute, and the doctor was panicking, and every time she panicked, it went up. She was running in and out of the room. They didn't know what to do for me. And she's like barking out orders, and I was scared. I have to say I was scared. Not a lot medical wise scares me, but the fact that the doctor was panicking, to me, is not a good sign. And she wasn't hiding the fact that she was panicking. She was just bursting in and out of the room, barking at people, do this, do that. But she was literally running in and out of the room, which doctors don't tend to do. I've had so many hospital admissions, procedures, operations. I know how doctors usually behave, and they don't normally go running around. They would just start like that and just stop like that. There was no rhyme nor reason behind them. I personally, I don't know from a medical point of view. The heart consultant, I did have an operation on my heart in the end. That's a video for another day, perhaps, because you're probably watching this because you want to know a bit more about post-traumatic stress. As I say, excuse me, sorry, I don't know what links into what, and how, sorry, excuse me, like I said, I've not talked about this before, so just have a drink. It's difficult. I don't want to make the video too long because I know people get bored, and my symptoms for my post-traumatic stress, the main ones are my son used to spend a lot of time in his room when he wasn't working. He's a gamer, so he was always on his he was always gaming, and he would come into the kitchen. I would have no idea he was downstairs. I'd turn around, he was there, and I would scream. He used to get really angry at me. I literally would scream out loud, really loudly. And he used to get angry with me. Now, no, he wasn't trying to make me jump. But he would get tetchy and annoyed because he'd say, "You know I'm in the house." "No, but I didn't know you were behind me." And we had to work out a thing that he would call out that he was coming through. Now, the thing is, being made to jump and screaming isn't the end of it for me. That can then set off palpitations, which can last for a long time. And they're not pleasant. And the palpitations can lead to an anxiety attack. So I do find it, I hate to be embarrassed in front of people. Another thing from childhood, I hate being embarrassed, and if I'm out and somebody comes charging round a corner, it makes me jump, again I'll scream, and I can't help it. And I feel sure, well, I don't know, I've not sat and talked to my son about it, but I had to explain to him in the end, look, I can't help jumping. And it's not pleasant for me. I think I'm going to, the video's running on a bit. As it's my first time talking about this, I am struggling a little bit. I think maybe it would be a good idea for me to do a part 2. Now, unlike my fibro videos, I won't be giving you stats and research, because I don't want to research it. If I was younger and I felt there was something that could be done about it, maybe I would research it, but I'm 61 and it's not going away, and I'm sorry, I'm really not doing very well with this. I really thought I would be able to do better. I will do a part 2 because I think it would be important. I do think it was necessary to explain the panic attack, the palpitations and the tachycardia, because I feel they are an integral part of my CPTSD. So, I'm sorry it hasn't flowed. I will try to do better on the next one. At the end of the day, all I can talk about with you is my experience of PTSD and how it affects me. So I think we'll leave it there. Namaste, my friends. Thank you if you've got this far. Thank you for being with me. I'll try to do better next time. God bless one and all. Be kind to yourselves. Don't push yourselves. And please, would the person let me know that said self-compassion is extremely hard? Please will you tell me which one of you said that, because you hit the nail right on the head. I'm telling you all to do something which I hadn't thought through, and it is really hard. So whoever it was, please would you let me know who said self-compassion is extremely hard. Please let me know. I want to give you a shout out because you were... Oh, I don't have to give you a shout out. I never know if people want me to mention them or not. But you were right. Maybe I need to rethink what I say, but what I'm trying to say is pushing yourself to your limits, day in, day out, for years, is not good for your body. And a lot of you might be, duh, really? But it can have serious repercussions on your health. So have that bath, take that walk, do whatever it is that you find enjoyable. I love you all to pieces. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye now.